Obviously, all goes down to elections. This is the bedrock of our constitutional republic is that we get to vote, and we trust that our vote is being counted accurately, fairly, one vote for one person. And now I argue we've got to redistrict partially because drawing of maps is the only way states have a vote in Washington. We got rid of the legislatures picking the U.S. senators, which was terrible through the 17th Amendment, which is a terrible amendment, should be repealed. But once we gave that up as states, really, the congressional maps are it. I mean, that's all we have as a state to make our voices heard. But as individuals, we trust, hey, I'm going to make my voice heard, my vote, one vote to one person. Pretty simple. Now that brings in Lake County, okay? You're on the council. All of this right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is, explain what is going on from an election standpoint up in Lake County, because there's some, we'll say some shenanigans, maybe as a nice way to say it, going on. You're uncovering it, and we want to help get the word out because we believe here on Unscripted, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Absolutely.
So what's happening with all of this?
Yeah, so when I became a county councilman in early 2023 is when I took office, and was not looking for any trouble.
Yeah.
Right? That's not what I look for, opportunities to serve. And when I do see things that are wrong, let's put these out in public. So when we discovered there were some potential issues in the election and registration office, we said, all right, let's present this to the public in a council meeting, which I did as a councilman. Lake County, our council's a little different than some other councils around. We're legislative and fiscal, and the commissioners are only executive in Lake County. So it's Lake and St. Joe's have that makeup.
Interesting. I know that.
Right,
yeah.
So we have the ability to actually have subpoena power too, which I'm not interested in getting in, playing a lawyer. I play one on TV once in a while, and in a council meeting from time to time, but Plan Commission especially. So we discovered that in February, in preparation for the upcoming caucuses of each party, the office of elections is a political office. You have half appointed by the Republican chair, half appointed by the Democrat chair. So that's just its nature. It's in statute.
Yeah.
It's in code.
Yeah.
And so when we Republicans, we held our caucus off-site, rented a space, did all of it. The Democrats hold theirs on-site in the commissioner's auditorium at the Lake County Government Center.
In a public government facility.
Right, which isn't as much of a problem because the commissioners went through the process to approve that agreement.
Okay.
That was transparent, not arguing that.
Okay.
But during the setup of their caucus, which happened during normal government hours, they had Democrat workers within the elections office setting up their caucus on government time. They weren't taking vacation time. They're getting paid by the taxpayers to set up a political
go do party work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is a violation of all Lake County HR policies. It's a violation of law. And we've seen people go to prison for that. And in Lake County, George Van Til, a great example, where he was the former county surveyor and had workers in his office stuffing envelopes for him and sending out fundraiser tickets while they were getting paid by the taxpayers.
Wow.
You can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the standard we should have, is the Republicans in the building and Democrats should not be doing party work on government time, ever.
Because most people don't recognize that the party is a private, nonprofit entity. It's not a government entity.
Correct.
And even it is a little screwy because even our primaries, the whole state will do a primary for two non-government parties. I've always had a problem with that because I just think that it's not fair. It's a whole nother issue. But you have taxpayer money funding two parties to run their whole primary nomination system, and so it gets real. We just don't want public money being used to fund these. Yeah.
So I presented that to the county council, handed them all the evidence. We'd gathered we took screenshots, which are in here, of the security cameras to show when these things were taking place. Amazingly, the security cameras going to the auditorium.
Let me guess. Weren't working?
Yeah, right.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's
Shocking.
incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's like I couldn't have seen that one coming.
No.
So. Was there a little bit like a spray, black spray paint going across it right beforehand? So.
Who knows what happens sometimes at Lake County? But again, to get back to not speculating, right? Because and I'm not mentioning any names here. I don't want to make any accusations against anyone that's innocent until proven guilty. So my desire is to not see people get in trouble or face criminal charges, but it's to correct the problems.
Yeah.
And so we dug in a little further and found out that over 3 election cycles, they were paying election inspectors, which in Lake County are all appointed by the Democrat Party because the Secretary of State's vote determines that. Every 4 years when there's an election, the vote for Secretary of State, if you vote for a Republican with more votes, then the Republicans get to appoint the inspectors. And if you vote for the Democrat candidate, the Democrat Party gets to appoint the inspectors. So that's all statutory too. So we found cases over 50 where people did not attend the training for the inspectors and got paid the extra $40 for the inspector training. That's a part of not just state statute, but local governing codes within our election division state that you have to attend the training to collect the $40. So I said, well, that's ghost payrolling. You're paying someone, I don't care if they've been an inspector before, if you're paying them for the training, they should have attended it.
Yeah, sure.
And it says in our own policies, you have to attend it in person.
Okay.
And the excuse we got was, well, they watched a video online. Well, how do we know that? Well, there's nothing to show that they did.
Okay.
So in my mind, that is purely abusing the system and ghost payrolling. Now, there is a provision within statute, it's in Title III of the Indiana Code, about an election board being able to waive the requirements in certain cases for training of inspectors if they've met certain qualifications, if they've been an inspector before, those sorts of things. That's sensible. Well, we couldn't find any record of the election board taking any action to waive that requirement, so they're paying people for parts of work that they didn't do. The public deserves better.
Yeah.
Right, now we go on to present time, and this has been an issue that's being tried. We're trying to address it. There's a Democrat worker in the office who shows up at 7 a.m. every day. No Republicans are there. Now again, I'm not accusing him of any wrongdoing. I know this person's a nice guy. But showing up in an election office, having access to a ballot room, having access to everything in the office
By yourself.
Yeah. That leads to a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And that same person is also in charge of, on a daily basis, when there are absentee ballots to be sent out, he goes to the post office by himself.
Whoa.
With no Republican there to look over it. And we're being told that the Democrats run the elections in Lake County, and we have no right to oversight of that. And what that stack represents is a collection of evidence to say, yes, we do have a right to that. There is so much there.
Things like political work on government time, ghost payrolling, time clock issues, Chairman Niemeyer press release, Kevin Smith cancels meeting, government property for political purposes, SRVs.
SRVA,
SRVS. Absentee ballots, partisan activities on the floor. My goodness, accused political activity against the is that the AD there. Wow, you got political actions taken by the board, even. This is all evidence that these are thick. You got the evidence. Okay, what's the problem?
Well, we've sent it to Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
I've sent it to State Board of Accounts to look at the financial issue part of it. We also have another thing we sent recently to Secretary of State's office, which is there is 2 separate occasions where Democrat workers in the office registered a non-citizen to vote, and that non-citizen voted. So when people say that there's only one instance of it in the state of Indiana, it's nonsense. There's a lot more of it out there than what you think.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't get talked about much.
Yeah. You've got illegal vote in 2022 election. Is that
That's
what?
the one,
Is that the one? Okay. Highland P.O. Box registered voters. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was that 16, 17
Yeah,
voters?
there's a lot of, I want to say it was around 20.
20,
in
okay,
that
yeah.
neighborhood of
Yeah.
voters that registered in Lake County at that particular P.O. box. And
Was
we
it
don't
like
even
a
know,
UPS store or something?
right. We
Yeah.
don't even know how many more there are. And that's illegal too.
Yeah.
And what we get in Lake County, since it's run by the machine, is just a total lack of care about these things.
So
So we have to send it on to the state.
When you have a registered voter at a P.O. box and they request an absentee ballot, it's a live ballot. It's going out. And so you can assume that those P.O. boxes are getting opened by somebody. Ballots are being filled out and then mailed back in. And you really have no clue who really is voting.
A way to prove residency,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
But part of that was also state law not creating enough clarity. And since
Okay.
then, that has been clarified and there's more teeth in it. So those are things
Because that
we
was in
have to look at.
2022? That all, if I remember correctly,
It's
was
happened every election for years.
Oh,
yeah.
geez. Wow. So, I mean, this is amazing, and you're so detailed.
Again, Miss Thompson.
Miss Thomas, she did a good job. I want to find that teacher and shake her hand because she's a saint.
Yeah. And you and I talked about things like utilities and SCA 1.
Yeah.
And I've sent you stuff on that. I'm a very detailed person when it comes to not just complaining that you don't like something,
Yeah.
but let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Let's do the hard work of actually legislating solutions,
Yeah.
being solution oriented. And that's how I am with this. Again, I don't want any personal attacks on any one person.
Yeah.
We want the procedural problems fixed.
So who has the authority to call this out, to bring justice, to fix this? I mean, obviously, I think the election board or the election office could do it pretty quick, right? The council could probably take action if they wanted to, I would imagine.
They could, yes.
Could the Secretary of State, could a statewide official come in and say, we're fixing all this? The Attorney General's office, is there any, or is it really
I've sent this stuff to the AG. He forwarded it to SOS investigations.
Okay.
Again, when there's no action taken on things that could be of criminal nature, then the state police have to take it. If there's things in federal laws that relates to immigration, that goes up to the DOJ. I'm hoping that we can handle this locally and clean it up, but it's not looking like there's cooperation to do so.
Does the state have the authority to come in and make it right?
If there's criminal behavior, yes.
Okay. All
If it's just procedural stuff, that's self-government.
Okay,
right?
so that's all local.
And that's where the voters' responsibility comes in to hold people accountable.
Yeah. That tends to be, I'm glad you brought that up, and maybe we can end with this, but that tends to be the biggest friction point that I find with voters in Indiana, where they say, something's happening in my county or my city, it's not right, and they're right, it's not right.
Right.
And then they want the state, Indianapolis, the state house, executive branch, Secretary of State, Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, to come in and fix it. They even want the legislature to come in and fix it, right? And a lot of times we say, well, that's actually your job. I mean, you guys decided to do it that way locally, and if we apply a fix for you, the problem is that has to apply to all 92 counties as well, and it's not a one size fits all, which is the beauty in self-governance at a local level, but it's also kind of a curse sometimes too, because you can get away with a lot of probably shenanigans if you don't have good people in local office.
I explain it to people this way. In Indiana, we have two forms of self-government. You have the statutory, which is your townships, cities, and towns. And then you have the constitutional, which is your county and state. And within that, we have guardrails we have to operate within. And just because I'm a county councilman doesn't mean that I can go into my town and usurp their statutory authority.
Yeah.
You have to take certain things up directly with the town council, but if there's a statutory issue, then that goes to your state legislature. But then the entire legislature has to apply it to thousands of cities and towns, right? It's not a one-size-fits-all solution all the time.
Although,
there's plenty of...
Oh my gosh, I tell you what.
There's plenty of carve-outs that we see, right, Micah?
There was a bill just the other day, I had to say, it was a bill for a specific town, and the way they got about doing it is they say for any towns that are over 100,000 people, but under 110,000 people.
We have lots of those Lake County laws like that.
And then come to find out, there's only one place in the whole state that fits that mold right there. And
we have a lot of those 450, less than 700,000, which is only Lake County, right? So that stuff kind of cracks me up.
I think at this point we just need to be like, guys, stop with the charade. Let's just call it like it is. You're writing a law specifically for Lake County. Just say it, okay? We all know it. Just say it.
Stop BS and let's just tell the truth to
That's
people.
right.
And tell why.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it meets constitutional muster, then pass it.
Great.
If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Yeah.